evening.
Good evening, guys. It is a Monday night, which means it is a SARCO Racing once again. Just making sure I'm seeing all my volumes because I got it completely wrong last time. To the guys in the lobby, we are just about to get going. I do have my commentating team with me once again. As you can see, the gloves are on, which means I'm going to be racing here in the Alpha tier. So we have mixed things up just a little bit. Alpha tier will be starting first, then we will be going into the Bravo tier. Stephen, Craig, good evening to you both.
Well, age before beauty.
Good evening, guys. Looking forward to it. We're running around Portimao tonight. Looking forward to see if the guys that brought the times together for the qualifying can do it in the race tonight, and maybe punish some green mambas.
Oh, it's so funny.
Denied.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Stephen, and I'm really looking forward to tonight. Adding a little bit of a soundboard as well, so we can have a bit of fun. But as Dylan said, he's going to be behind the wheel. He's got his gloves on, and I've got to say, the drivers have been quite excited for this. The Porsches have really put in a bit of a twist to the usual, as we saw in the qualifying rounds. And now jumping into the race, I'm curious to see, have they had enough practice time in those cars? Because we saw a couple of incidents come in this qualifying. I know Craig and I were busy talking about it as we were seeing it. So let's see if it makes a difference of a practice time, especially with sometimes it wants to understeer, sometimes it wants to oversteer. The guys tend to get caught out on it. And Brands Hatch was definitely one of those circuits that you're either on it or you're off it.
No, most definitely. And just from my point of view is that I really enjoy this this car. It is such a great car to drive. And before we do get there, I just want to mention Autowash, Fourways Gardens, one of our sponsors for the series, is that if you go to them, they are on Uranium Street in Fourways Gardens. Go and speak to D. D is actually going to be racing in the Bravo tier a little bit later, but you can go there and you will get a reduced rate from 15% on all of their normal rates. So go and check that out. And don't forget, we also have Simstuff Racing. They have sponsored us a button box which is compatible with Project Cars, and we've got 2 mag shift upgrades for your G29 which we're going to be giving away. There are a little bit of criteria that we have put in place there, and that's you just got to make sure that you're in the lobby on time. And we can see that we've got 16 drivers behind us ready and raring to go, as well as complete those races and hopefully have your internet connection sorted. I am seeing in the background that lots and lots of disconnections are happening, so I'm not sure what is going on as I look to my racing screen in front of me, but I will be able to just give everyone a little bit of a heads up in the next couple of minutes. But Craig, thank you once again for joining us in the commentary box. I hope you guys have an absolute great evening.
It's going to be
I'm sure we will. You have, of course, given me the permission to be myself and not be well behaved. So let's go. Let's give it horns.
Just remember, we are code coconuts, please, Craig.
No. There will be no coconutting at all.
That is fantastic news. Okay, so I do see that we have now 18 drivers in the lobby. Let me just see whether the broadcasting side, if there's any. No, that is great. So the broadcasting machine is up and running. So to Ash, if you are able to hear me, there's a thumbs up. Guys, that is me. I'm going to be out. And we'll see you on the other side.
Well, I have to say one thing. I'm looking forward to seeing, and if guys are interested in the sim racing stuff, have a chat. Send Dylan a message. Send SARCO a message on Facebook if you're interested in it. Magnetic shifters for your G29 to make sure you get those proper shifts. Always handy. Usually you see it on Fanatec's, and mods that are done to it. So nice to see it coming to the G29s, which are a little bit more affordable range. And then also those button boxes, which are really handy. And not to mention, they can work on PC as well. So you can have a thing that goes PC and PlayStation compatible. So massive help there.
So guys, just remember, all the details are in the description below. So if you'd like to find out more about the button box and the mag shift, the details to get hold of Johan at Simstuff Racing are there. Go and check it out. And with that, I'm out.
Go.
Well, Craig.
Well, Stephen, Portimao, I think we've got race 1 being a little bit of baptism by fire.
That's the trick of it. It's going to be one of these interesting things to actually see of how guys are going to do it. If we looked at the circuit on our maps, and you can see it's a lot of major twists and turns. And I know Dylan is going to be going and putting the Discord up, so we're able to view it in real time. Just to get an understanding of what these drivers are going to have to deal with. And I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm cautiously excited if something goes on, because we saw what those Porsches can do. If you're not ready for it, it will punish you immediately. So I'm curious to see how it's all going to work.
I am very concerned about turn 5, the downhill braking hairpin. And then always turn 1, very, very fast. Turn 2, very quick. And then the braking zone again into a hairpin for turn 3. At the start of the race, with these cars that are a little bit leery, we could see quite a bit of action.
Yeah, I think that's the things we've got to keep an eye out for. I'm just saying, it's the things that we've got to keep an eye out for as we see Lime and then we've got Pete going and having a bit of fun as well. And you can just see a little bit of room to maneuver and space to fall off a circuit, but definitely a lot of places to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of off-camber corners. I think a track that would really suit a downforce car, but guess what? We do not have it on with these vehicles is downforce. So, going to be a hell of a lot of fun. A little bit envious that I'm not behind the wheel.
We'll have you behind the wheel soon enough. And let's go and talk about a little bit of the mechanics of the Porsches that we are using this evening. Top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, which is really fast. Especially the guys are all about keeping up the major corner speed. They slip and slide. There's no ABS. There's no traction control. You just go and have an absolute ball. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 5.5 seconds. And not as fast as we've seen some of the cars were able to do, but they've got a lot more power behind them. 308 horsepower engines, along with only weighing 900 kilograms. So lots of power, lightweight, and being rear-wheel drive mid-engine vehicles. These guys are going to have their work cut out for them, into the race. The Porsche 911 Carrera RSR, has always been a iconic vehicle for Porsche, and I think for Porsche lovers, this is one of the dream vehicles you want to have in your garage.
I must agree with you. They're a beautiful classic shape. I know that some of the Top Gear guys reckon that they've got the laziest designers in the world, but it is a beautiful shape. And like you said, an iconic shape, an iconic vehicle, and beautiful sounding too. It's a very crisp, very, very nice flat 6. Oh, and there we've got our first little nudge. I missed the end of it there, but that is of course compromised Ashley now, who, as you know, was our quickest qualifier in our qualifying round, both on average and as the quickest lap.
Now, actually pulling a 134 on Brands Hatch, which is no easy feat, and really needed to power way through. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll be able to do. I mean, you also got Jakes, also a major contender. He wants to try and push himself, go that little bit more. Peter, as we know, has always been one to hang back a little bit, wait for the right time and go. And we've got Dylan as well going around in his green Mamba, as he calls it.
Denied.
As he circles around. But definitely it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do and how hard they're willing to push these cars until they get to see where the breaking point is. And I think that's the most difficult part of this series is,
well, you've got no ABS,
no traction control.
It's just all down to what your feet and hands can do. I see qualifying has actually come to an end, and not many times have come through. I see we've got a Hill and Terry that have still not set a time, and I definitely think that Ash was compromised by that incident in front of him.
Now, so definitely it's going to be Dylan's giving us a thumbs up. He's quite a happy camper, but we'll have to see how that goes. But the guys are back into the pits. They're getting the Autowash team doing a once-over on their cars to make sure it is pristine and polished. A couple of the drivers still making their way through to see if they're able to get in those last-minute runs. And 156.4, it's close. The top two are very close. But we'll have to see if they'll be able to power their way through and get their way up. But as you said, no hill, which, as we know, the hills are a really, really fast name that has been around in motor racing. Glad to see them coming in. Terry Wolford as well joining us in the Alpha. I mean, we know Terry from real-life motorsports in the V8s, where he was racing last weekend, and now jumping into the sim racing with SARCO in a Porsche. So going from a V8 to a flat 6, just saying.
Yeah,
it's really good to see there.
As you mentioned earlier, Jakes and Ash have now jumped up. Some serious contenders there. The other thing with this Porsche is it takes a little bit of time to get the tyres up to temperature. So you need to bang in those 2 or 3 laps to get your tyres warm, to get the car up to speed. So that at any point you compromised, it could show up quite badly in your time.
Well, the other thing that's interesting to see is Andrew Horn in 9th place. So definitely circling with the car a little bit, trying to find the pace on it. Was originally fairly quick, but just doesn't seem to be enjoying with the circuit. So a couple of the guys that we used to seeing right at the top are a little bit further down, such as JohannVdV, Andrew Horn, Pete as well. He's further down. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to take that next step to pull themselves up through the grid.
Okay, here we go, waiting for the syncing, for the start. It's now...
So we'll have to see how they go. Brandon lined up, eyes firmly set to try and get up the grid as fast as possible. So we'll have to see.
They must be nervous. I'm nervous, and I'm not even behind the wheel.
Well, the thing is, this is what they've been practicing for. How they're going to climb up through the ranks. How they're going to survive the race is the next thing. And the challenge is there. The guys have to just get ready to go out and absolutely give it everything they've got.
Here we go. Here's the sync. We are ready for the start. Jake's flashing lights already. And go!
Lights off and away they go.
Slotted up right. Came right past car number 48. Oh!
Brandon really trying to do everything he can. But you could see a couple of guys really jostling for position. Trying to just get themselves... Always very busy off a standing start. And JohannVdV losing a position. He's now gone further down. And you can just see Pete trying to hold his ground side by side as he tries to just keep on going. But have to say that it is turning into quite a battle for every single one of these guys. Harold is having tons of fun.
That's the downhill hairpin that I was worried about. Dylan gets a little bit of a nudge. Someone else off at the back.
Dylan goes late on the brakes. Is he That's the challenge with this, but it looks like Terry's gone again off into the dirt. No, Terry's still there. So I'm not sure who came off with the dirt there.
I think it was Peter Brunt that was off. Yep, there he is on the grass.
Oh man, Peter Brunt
now. Oh no, he's retired. Something must have broken. Let's go have a look at the leaders. There
Jakes.
is literally nothing between them. Jakes has snuck it into the front, and I think Ash is going to have his work cut out for him trying to find a way past Jakes. As I say that, Ash is already hustling him on the outside, but I don't think that's the correct line.
It's a very brave move, but as we know, Jakes and Ash have a long history with one another as they battle their way around and really try and get one up. And it's actually brilliant to see these drivers squaring up with each other once again and doing it. Lindy also going and moving up into third place and trying anything possible, trying to get into that zone. You could see trying to break that draft, and Jake just moving around, skating around, Ash right on behind, Lindy right there as well, not backing off. So they're definitely trying to do it. So a battle for first, second, and third is battling here as they really try and give it everything they got. But Lindy doing very, very well. Lindell doing very well into the tie, pulling along. Ash going to the inside line now. Sorry, outside line. Hard on the brakes, but you can see Jakes takes a very tight line. Might have lost it.
Wide.
And take a look at that. Lindell moving absolutely into second place, and Ash kicking himself. Now getting drawn in as well. So definitely Ash going in the wrong direction here. Does not want to go that far back and is looking to try and fight back once again. But Jakes is
and that
keeping...
little tussle seems to have brought Brandon into the picture as well.
That's the thing you want to be careful of, Brandon. Just keeping in the wings. You can see Ash now diving on the inside. Took a big look up the inside. Managing to hold it though, so very well done. But this is turning into quite a battle here. Ash wants to get hard on the brakes. Will be able to have a little bit more of a drive. Tries to look on the outside, but immediately has the door closed. Absolutely denied there. Lindell now looking to have a fantastic drive out and going after.
And they are 3 into the last corner.
Ash looked to join the party. It looks like
3 into
Ash
1 does not work.
No, it looks like Ash went and joined up the party, and unfortunately dived right up the inside of the two of them, and just unfortunately Jakes getting hammered by Lindell. Lindell had nowhere to go. Unfortunately, it just looked like Ash dived right up there, and as you said, threw into that corner. Very difficult to do.
No, it was never going to work. It's probably the fastest corner on the track. Maybe turn 1 might be a little bit quicker, but these cars you're fighting the rear constantly, and the smallest little mistake is just going to send you off into your competitor.
Yep, but Ash has now got that first place, and Jakes is immediately on the attack, not hanging around at all. Robert going and having a bit of fun as well as he's trying to climb up through the ranks. So definitely nice to see the guys all really pushing themselves that extra little bit. And there we go. We've got Hills also trying to make up some ground as well. And looking
has made it to last place.
So, I mean, and here you take a look. Hills going after Dylan Hall. Now, Brandon really just trying to do everything possible. Gets into the toe, dives up the inside of Dylan. Fortunately, not close enough to capitalize on it. Does open up a little bit of room, which you can see immediately getting eyed out. And he's now trying to go on the defensive. But Dylan under some major pressure, trying to go around. Brandon loses it though.
Paul loses it. Let's hope he just... thank goodness he didn't go back onto the track, because that could have ended a lot worse. But he has only dropped down to 8, so he lives to fight another day.
But not a happy camper there. You know, that moment you just lose that little bit of momentum, it gets to you. And we'll now have to try and fight way back.
He's going to have to defend from Johan all the way down the straight now, which could be a little bit difficult with the loss of momentum that he's got.
Well, this is the thing. They've got 250, as a top speed, but you lose out so much. Gavin now also trying to push it a little bit forward as going after Ash, and you can see really just trying to get into that toe, but unfortunately doesn't seem to have as much of a pace. Ash has got him more knuckled down. Dylan getting a little bit squirrely on the brakes, losing out a lot of time, and immediately has Lyndall right behind. And
that's running wide. I think the race director is going to have a little bit to say about that.
Well, I think Lyndall's as well going on the outside, hard on the brakes, and see how that nose dips down, loses out. Lyndall going immediately up on the inside, and Dylan losing out position. Very, very well done. Does a very nice cutback, and Dylan now has to just dig deep and try and make up some momentum there. But the green number definitely getting
Denied.
any position right
Both
there.
team members are being denied the podium so far, but there is still another race. Let's
Definitely
not forget that, and the red mist, I'm sure, would have settled in quite heavily by the time we get to race 2.
Absolutely, and yeah, Johan Racing, also known as Simstuff Racing, giving everything he's got, showing off that the beautiful button box in action in the car, and also a little bit of work on the G29s as well with the magnetic, which is obviously helping just a little bit to try and make sure that those mischiefs don't happen, and under some massive pressure. But doing well to try and hold it. Lost a little bit of time though, and now just having to really battle it out. As we jump back up to the front, we can see Gavin going up.
Beautiful slipstream on Ash.
Definitely takes a look at the inside, but unfortunately can't break as late as Ash. Ash has just got it finalized down there. The title line didn't quite work out, and you can see Gav immediately going on the outside, late on the brakes. Ooh, does a little bit of a lockup, loses a bit of momentum there, and now looking to try and fight back against Ash as much as possible.
Have the undercut here now.
I think it's
a little bit of a compromised line coming out of that hairpin. The hairpin of turn 5.
Oh, it's who's going to be later on the brakes. Gav immediately locking it up.
Brakes.
Gav really trying everything he can. He does get a little bit more of a run as Ash sweeps across the front of his nose, losing a little bit of time, but at the same time causes Gav to have to hit that brakes just a little bit more than what he wanted. So really, these guys are fighting tooth and nail. I mean, it's been an absolute battle, for every single one of these drivers at this point, and as they try and climb up. Terry Wolford lying in 12th place, trying to go after Jakes as much as possible. Jakes lying in 11th place, and he's just trying everything he can to keep going, but after that initial smack, I think he's lost a little bit of momentum there. Gav once again late on the brakes, dips it nose down. Brandon trying to go for an overtake as well. A little bit close action there, and immediately
ran a bit wide, yeah.
So Hills having to once again Hills losing it, same corner. JohannVdV getting caught.
Oh, that's what I was worried about previously.
Now Hills, same corner, just that Porsche fishtails. Hopefully Jan hasn't got too much damage on that sim racing stuff Porsche, and he's able to keep going. Dylan now getting a momentum as he's chasing after Pete as much as possible. He's in the toe though, looking towards turn 1, eyeing out where is he going to go. He's going to pull a little bit of a fast one. There we go. That's what we expected. Tries to go on the inside. Unfortunately, not close enough to do anything. Immediately pulls back. Very nice driving there. But Pete is unfazed. He is like a brick wall right now and not allowing anything to happen around him. Dylan once again tries to go a little bit on the inside. Can't see a gap. Loses that little bit of time. Pete Styles starting to pull away and wants to gain a bit more space between himself and Dylan. So very, very close racing between these two, and they are really hammering it around the circuit. A very challenging circuit. Pete does lock up his left front. Now it's all about Dylan getting that momentum out the corner. Will he be able to keep powering his way through side-by-side action, though? This is where it gets a bit rough. And you can see how hard they're trying. Straight into the back.
But both of them seem to have survived that.
Yeah, Dylan going and locking it up right behind. But you could see Pete just putting his car in just the right spots to ensure that Dylan's going to have a difficult time. It's either you going to sickle to get past me, or you're going to come straight into the back of me. And as I say that, Pete does go a bit wide. Gav now looking onto the inside of Ash, dives up. He's carrying that momentum through, really going on the outside. Will he be able to carry that?
Quite nicely now.
We'll have to see. He needs to carry that bit more momentum. Does look to the inside, but immediately pulls back. What he needs to do is just try hang it there and stop trying to weave across the circuit. He's losing time, scrubbing this. As we know with sim racing, the more that you cut left and right, you're taking off a massive amount of speed. Compared to real life, you have a reduced of a little speed. In sims, it's over-exaggerated, and Project Cars, it's over-exaggerated properly. So just that movement from left to right can take you out 5-10 kilometers an hour immediately. So, and there we go. You got the Horn Dog, Adrian going in, Andrew Horn having fun with his car, just battling to get the handle of it. He was chatting to Michael Koenig a little bit earlier, and says that he's just really doing everything he can with the car, but it's not working with him at this point around the circuit. So was faster in the qualies, but doesn't seem to be liking this circuit all too well. So he is really giving it everything he's got. Dylan right behind though, locking his brakes.
There, he's got it. He's been lining that one up for a while and trying the different places, and it looked like he just sized up Pete there. And maybe saw that there was a braking advantage that he had going into turn 5 and snatched it.
That's it. I mean, it's things to take a look. And I see some of our chat as well. Daniel Wall Machine saying, "Holy mother of Taco Tuesday, that was wild." The whole race has been wild, and it is Monday. It is all about the Porsche Euro Cup right here on SARCO, in partnership with Autowash and Simstuff Racing. So glad to have them on board with SARCO and really giving it everything we can. Gav really trying to push the limit. You can see Gav every single time just battling to get past Ash. Ash has just got that car dialed in after the nudge that came out early in the race. I mean, they've got 6 minutes and 18 seconds left of the race. Gav immediately dives into the pits though.
That is strange. We don't have I think that was a bit of a mistake.
I think he thought the corner moved a bit more, and that is costly. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not familiar with the circuit, this is what happened. He went and lost himself on the circuit. He thought there was more corners. And
5 spots down from that little mistake.
And now he is kicking himself good and proper. But
I can tell you who's not kicking themselves will be Ash. Ash is now being awarded a 6-second lead. No one on his back. He can cruise now to victory. He just shouldn't make any mistakes. That said, though, he is being caught. If I look at the lap times, it's down. It wants to dip. There we go. It's dipped under 6 seconds. So I don't know if Ash has made a mistake, but Ash seems to have he seems to struggle through the turn 8, 9, 10, and 11, but has a very strong last sector. Watching him and Gav as well. Gav would catch up, and then the gap would open up again in that last sector.
That's it. I mean, and Skolt's just going and pushing as hard as he can as well. And it's, Robert just trying to keep ahead of the Horn Dog. He's got that 3rd place, and right behind him, though.
Oh, that is a different line completely. A little bit of commentator's curse there as we were watching him.
Andrew Horn properly going rally driving. I think he got the miscommunication that it's not rally cross with the Porsche, and managed to hold it, but knock him down into 6th place. So Dylan now awarded that 4th place, and is going. So Dylan's got a big smile on his face.
He's not going to hear the end of it.
It's going to be one heck of a thing. I think these guys are not a happy camper at this point. But further up the grid, you can see Robert late on the brakes, tries to cut straight in, but trying everything.
I think that was a pass for position. Lendel's been working his way up slowly through the field, It'll be whether now Dylan can climb onto the back and do the same.
Well, that's it. I mean, Lindell has been all about just trying to keep that momentum going. Dylan is now pushing as hard as he can. You could see, if you guys could see the focus in his eyes at this point, and absolutely amazing racing right now. But the guys are really just pushing it that extra little bit. There's not much of the race left, though. 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Gav hard on the brakes once again, trying to make up some ground after the what do we call that? The pit stop massacre, or I don't know. What do you actually go for it?
I was told to keep it code coconut, so I'm going to struggle to describe how I saw that. So I'll leave it in your hands what to call it.
I don't know. Maybe he heard something different. Maybe he got a fright. I don't know, but definitely it was one of these moments.
Oh, listen, the horn dog. I actually don't know anymore. We seem to every time we switch over to him, he seems to be making a mistake.
Commentators curse, unfortunately, and big sorry to
give it to Dylan.
Well, that's the thing. Dylan now trying to make up a bit of ground, and he's just got to keep it clean. I mean, these guys have got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left of the race, ladies and gentlemen, and Van Dijk, yes, this is a wild race. The guys are really pushing themselves, trying to get further up the grid, and that's the difficulty in it. But Ash, going and smiling at this point, had a little bit of a bumper barge, and I think they're going to talk about it, come the end of the race. They're going to just say, hey, listen, bud, calm down. 3 into that corner doesn't quite work, but definitely got to get all washed up. Gav, though, kicking himself a little bit there as he's really just trying to chuck the car around. He's trying to make a position. But I think maybe he's rattled. I think Gavin's actually rattled at this point, and the focus has gone out the door. You can see how that car is.
Look like that to me as well. He was very smooth while chasing Ash, and he seems to now just be a little bit more squiggly and a little bit more erratic than he was previously. Maybe just needs to get his head in the game, use these last few minutes just to get a feel for the car again and come back strong in race 2.
Well, that's the thing. There is a second race to make up position. So it's all about just taking a deep breath, getting back into the rhythm, and just start making your way up slowly once again. And you don't want to push yourself to the point that you're banging the steering, you're getting cross, because it stuffs you up for the next race, unfortunately. And it leaves your mind in coconuts at that point. As you can see, Hills diving up on the outside, also looking to try and move up as well.
Oh, beautiful line. It will, but he's going to have to brake way early on that line to get into the right-hander. Loses the rear. Again, will be kicking himself. I think he had Johan, if I look at the overspeed that he had in some of those corners. And, I think he'll be kicking himself with that spin.
Oh, that's the thing.
Maybe just a little bit impatient with 13 seconds left on the board. Let's have a look where Ash is, see how many laps we've still got to go. It's still going to have another lap by the looks of things, yes.
We spoke about this, that the problem with these cars is you got to be on that ball the whole time. That minute, that second, that split second, you take your mind off that ball, the car bites you. So, I mean, that's what we've just seen in this race. That half a second immediately throws it into disarray. And it changed the whole ball game. Everything that we thought we were going to see, the battle between Jakes and Lindell and Ash getting there, but Ash diving up on the inside, unfortunately colliding with the other two. It changed the entire ball game what we were looking at. So definitely something we have to see. And going into race number 2, whether these guys are going to be on the ball, are they going to be able to calm themselves down, bring themselves back, that they are racing, and there is another shot at this. So definitely the difficulty is just trying to bring yourself back.
Yes, it's and again there's very little time between race 1 and 2. And it's very easy to take that little bit of, maybe aggression from being bumped or feeling that you were hard done by in the first race and carrying it over into the second where, like you say, you maybe just need to let it go, focus on race 2. But here comes Ash down the straight for the final time to take his victory. Whether it will stay a victory, that might be, we'll have to see later on. But well done to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a massive round of applause. Lead driving Ash taking first place.
Lendl in second. The battle for third looks very tight coming down the straight. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, very nicely done. Dylan getting that podium. He will be very, very happy about that. Gav coming in seventh. Brandon in 8th. Jake's claiming 9th even after that incident. I think he was nursing a little bit of damage. Johan doing a little bit of showboating at the back there.
Showing off a bit of Simstuff Racing at that point. And flicking the car around. And then we've also got Hills coming by.
11th, sorry. And we're waiting for Terry and for Foot Fiery for 12th and 13th place.
Janneman really having to work out there and to keep it going. But also, that was some hectic racing there. And massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in, whether you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, go and like our page. If you're on YouTube, and I can see there is 12 guys watching currently, go and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and go and have us with so brilliant stuff. Glad to have you guys all here and guys watching us as well. So I've got to say that it's just exciting to see this. And usually I'm not the guy to take a look and see all the different bits. So it's nice to see the guys all joining in, the crowd joining in, and the drivers having a bit of fun there. But Craig, now we're moving into race number 2. It's a busy track. So, Craig, what's the mentality here? How are you going to get through? What's the plan of calming yourself down for the race and being able to power your way through? And one, not to get over eager, since if you come to the top, not to get over eager. 2, getting knocked to the back, you don't want to get too frustrated as well. That will set you up for a world of hurt. So, what goes through the mind of these sim racers, and the planning going forward?
Well, I think probably the most important step would be to get up and go and have a good pee. Move your eyes off the screen, get your hands off the wheel, just separate yourself from the event, and then, lose a bit of weight, and then come and sit down and refocus. Try and put whatever happened in race 1 behind you. If you had a bad race, try and just calm down. The same with having a good race. A good race can very often make you far too excited and over-eager going into the second race. So it is just about resetting and getting ready for race.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I know a couple of guys are, they're getting ready to listen to the sound of the excitement building up. Just everyone getting ready to go. I think it's a difficult thing at this point, guys, to try and get into that mentality of, okay.
It's a complete reset, Stephen. It's any damage that you've had before, you do not have. So your car's back up to speed. And it's a complete new. We can see that guys that were struggling in qualifying, there was the opportunity to move up, and if the guys that maybe had a spin that were bumped can just get that mentality and realize that it's not over. There is a race number 3. Let's push really hard and get a result out of this.
That's the difficult bit. Just to push yourself that little bit more. And well, we'll have to see heat number 2 of our Alpha Tier, all in partnership with Autowash, Fourways Garden Shopping Centre, and Simstuff Racing. So massive thank you to them. And you are joining us right here, SARCO of our Porsche Euro Cup Alpha, and then straight after, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our Bravo Tier coming in, where I'm excited personally. Just saying, no favoritism. I think we're in for
Bravo tier again. I think the level of racing in Bravo tier has gone up in leaps and bounds. You know, like we were discussing in the qualifying, that you know the times are so close that it was a matter of a gear change or a bit of wheel spin that could have taken you from middle Alpha tier into Bravo tier.
exactly. And looking at a bit of the chats here, that Veronos saying Beaver Fever, it is actually a thing, and yeah, other things. Mamba Fever is also a thing, but it's an imaginary thing. So the chat's also getting a bit excited here. Got some support for JohannVdV, which is awesome to see, and it's nice to see this. The guys actually talking and working with each other, and the excitement that comes in from the chat. So guys, thank you very much. Keep sending in those comments, share our links, and make sure that you subscribe, like our page on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and also hit that bell notification icon for every time we go live, and when we have competitions and that what's to come from SARCO, including apparel coming soon, which we'll keep you guys informed of how that's going. That's going to be a definite one. But there we go, Portugal, you can see it, part of the circuit, Algarve, and you can see just how technical and how difficult the circuit is, through the whole thing.
Okay, here we go. No qualifying for this one. Do you know, is there a reverse grid format, Stephen, for this race?
I do not, actually. I guess we're about to...
We should probably have found that out.
Well, we're about to have a very interesting race, I think, at this point. As the guys get ready to take on heat number 2. It's a manual formation there. So they have a manual formation there. Top 6 of the cars will be reversed.
That is correct. I'm reading that too. No pit stop required. Let's hope Gavin remembers that this time. Or Gav.
Did you have to put your glasses on? Because this writing, I had to zoom in a lot and use a magnifying glass as well.
Yeah, I think Dylan was just messing with us when he sent us this. But I think we'll figure it out.
There we go, second round. Mr. Bond Andrew Bond saying second round, go, go, go. Brando DeSantos, Mamba Fever, it's not really a thing. Thanos van Dyke saying, go JohannVdV. So glad to see the excitement here from the guys in our chat on YouTube. Glad to have you guys here. And, well, let's see what's going to happen. I'm curious. Is the guys going to get a little bit more...
concerned, Stephen. Maybe Memo should get his beaver some antibiotics if it's got a fever.
Well, who knows, eh? If he gets there and goes towards the beaver,
out is open.
Well, maybe he goes near the beaver and all he goes.
That is a
bit of excitement.
That is terrible. Okay, so the guys are warming up tires. Let's get back to the racing before.
Well, I know there's. I know with your comments, you've probably got someone at the door just. FBI, open up! At this point, but yeah, we're going back into the race.
Regularly.
Andrew Horn beating it all out, and he is got his eyes absolutely focused at this point. And Dylan has got his work cut out for a third place in race number 1. Oh yeah! But come the reverse grid, you're back down So
You've gone one place down, Dylan. Look, it's a great starting position for him. And if I don't like to say it, but I think he's got a little bit of legs on the three guys in front of him. That said, though, Lendl and Ash behind him might have a lot to say about that. So it'll be a hell of a good race. Gav got the fastest lap, funny enough, in race 1 by quite a margin. So we know he's got really good pace, starting just outside the top 6, which some might say is the best place to finish. It gives you the best overall sort of result. And Jake's down in 9th, as we know, a current SARCO champion. And we got a lot of little starts. Let's see how this goes. Everybody looked pretty well behaved and gapped quite nicely. Do you think they will go for the slipstream, or do you think they'll jump out and just try and get the jump on the actual start?
I think it's going to be the absolute jump on the starts at this point. Manual formation, lining up, get to line up a little bit. Race.
That's the horn dog leading us through turn 1.
But you can see immediately head down, just trying to pull his way through. Robert immediately also trying to put on a little bit of pressure there. And Peter as well in the background trying to push himself further up. Dylan getting swamped behind him. He's absolutely getting swamped as he's got Gav right behind him looking to gain a little bit of pace. Now Dylan finished up in 3rd place. Now let's see if he'll be able to push himself further up again. Lindell as well going absolutely incredibly paced and gets a drive out and is looking to go on the inside of Pete. A little bit of bumping and watching. A little bit of argy-bargy, and the problem is, once you're inside the car, you can't really see left and right. Unfortunately, if you had a triple screen, you'll be able to look left, right, and you. But unfortunately, with a flat screen, it's very, very difficult to do. Jake's moving up, and he has got Terry Wolford right behind him, who's also looking to gain a bit of pace. Now, Terry, as we saw, struggled a little bit, but now seems to be on the absolute charge and having a great bit of fun. Dylan now trying to do a little bit of cutback, dives up on the inside. Whoa, we've got a bit of chaos behind, though. And the Horn Dog going very, very wide, losing out a bit of momentum there. And now got Terry Wolford immediately dives to the inside.
A little bit of a dive bomb, yes.
Terry just getting a bit aggressive, so a bit of V8 driving against Formula 4 driving at this point, as these two duke it out. Not only in real life, they've duked it out in real life, now they're duking out on the sim racing scene, and fantastic to see. And only SARCO can bring these drivers together that we usually support on the race circuit, watching on TV or watching them in these cars, and now SARCO pulling them in and having fun on the PlayStation 4 with Project Cars. And also we've got a set, of course, of Competizione on Thursdays as well. So we can't... these guys have got racing throughout the week. And I just see a Porsche decide to go weed whacking.
I'm trying to figure out who that was. The Horn Dog again, maybe?
No, it wasn't.
No, he seems to be safe. Well, his teammate is Johan, is he not? No, I can't remember who his teammate is. Sorry about that.
It's Gav. Gav dropped back.
Gav again.
Gav lost it and goes immediately bumping into
Gav. It was a red car that spun.
No.
Unless it was part of it. It's Sly Pete. That's who went all the way back.
Sly Pete was one, but it was
starting in 3rd, now sitting in 13th.
And Gav was also part of it, parked on the inside. So Gav losing out a bit of time there and having to fight from the back. Sly Pete as well. So I think maybe they got into a little bit of a touch between the two. Jake's pushing. He's looking to try and catch up to the Horn Dog. And really, Andrew Horn having to really work hard here. Dylan under massive pressure. Terry dives up on the inside. But you can see how hard he's really throwing that car around. Terry not giving up as yet. Terry gets a little bit wide, managing to catch it, but you can see immediately that car has a snap oversteer on it, and he's just trying as hard as he can. Terry loses out of position. Brandon immediately dives up. That's Andrew Horn that's dived up on the inside. So Andrew moves up. Terry braking hard though, and managing to retake their position. So Andrew Horn and Terry are having a great race between them, and right behind them, Jake's is also pushing as hard as he can. So Jakes is now joined into this three-way battle, and you can see Andrew Horn flicking that Porsche around. He's got a big smile on his face, and you can be sure that on that steering wheel, he's got impressions of his fingers as he's holding on for dear life and looking for any way to get past. Terry having a blast. I'm not sure if he's using his new Fanatec as yet, but if he's not using it, he's really just giving everything he's got. Andrew Horn going very wide, losing out of position.
Slow down for a penalty there, I'm sure, else he's going to get given a penalty.
I think he had to slow down. That's why he went way back. Jake's now immediately onto the attack of Terry Wolford. Terry loses it. No, Terry's trying to catch it. Jakes gets blocked, but well done.
Jakes has been playing the waiting game. I've been noticing that, especially in the last lap, going through the last corner, he could have stayed on the inside and used that run all the way down the straight, but chose to actually touch the brakes and tuck back in behind. I think he maybe a little bit battered and bruised emotionally from that first race, and just trying to work his way up slowly and get it finished and get up into a good position. But Mumba's in 4th and 5th, just out of the podium spots. But the gap is definitely closing down to Robert and Brandon for the Mumbas to catch them and try and squeeze up into those podium spots.
Andrew Horn is pushing to try and get past Terry in the background, as we could see the guys really just doing everything he can. You can see Andrew bumps Terry though, the hard knock in the rear, and Gav immediately coming into the fray as well. So while these two are duking out with each other, Gav is starting to get a little bit more pace. Andrew Horn now trying to dive on the inside. Terry Wolford really battling his way around here, trying everything he can. Gavin looking to try and dive up on the inside. Not enough space to, but it looks like Andrew Horn has got a lot of momentum going out of that final bend, lining up. And you can see immediately Terry is just trying to break that toe. Like the usual race drivers, you see them try to snap that toe that goes on. Very, very well done between these two. It's quite entertaining to see it. Both these guys are contact, and Gav immediately slides in as well and takes out Terry Wolford. So and Andrew Horn goes
in 2 corners. They're going to have to take each other to dinner after this race.
And Andrew Horn
slow down and then and Gav coming to blows.
Oh man, massive upset of. But all these guys just really getting it. We were wondering when they will all end in tears. Unfortunately, Terry Wolford getting a big knock, and that he was collateral damage at that point. Unfortunately, Andrew Horn caught him. Gav came in and gave him a good knock as well, sending him off. And Terry Wolford now having to really put the pressure on to try and climb back up. Andrew Horn trying to power his way through, managing to get past.
Nice move on Johan.
And now Lindell as well. Lindell trying to do everything he can.
That was a dive bomb.
That was Slide Pete.
That move was never on.
No, unfortunately.
There's going to be some words about that one. Probably some coconuts being mentioned in the lobby now. But I think there'll be some words about that move afterwards. That was definitely not on.
No, I think overestimating how good the brakes are on these cars. And got some really close racing. Unfortunately, a bit of tears. But this is the Alpha tier, where the guys have to really just try and dig deep a little bit to move through. But great racing so far. 9 minutes to go. But we don't like seeing the bumping and barging. We actually like seeing some close racing. Unfortunately, that came to a bit of a close. Dylan now getting a bit of a run-up as Brandon now starting to struggle a little bit.
A very different line there.
Brandon, I think, is starting to look a bit more... I think he's looking in his mirrors at this point and is losing out a bit of momentum. And that's not what you want to do. I mean, you're really up there. You're in 3rd place. And Dylan playing the long game here, sitting right behind him, going to maintain that pressure and wants to try and push him further up through the grid. So these guys are really just trying to battle his way around the circuit. But it does look like Terry Wolford. Looking at his times, though, I think Terry might be out of the race due to some damage.
A little bit of damage.
Yeah, I think
he's losing a lot of time. And like you said, we don't like to see the bumping and barging is always good for a laugh and good for a shout, but it spaces the field out and it actually jeopardizes the actual racing. So we prefer the guys to sit within 10 seconds of each other over the whole field. As you can see from first, and that is
Sundal getting taken out by.
It looked to me like he lost the rear end all by himself there.
No, it looked like JohannVdV dived up the inside and it looked like he was trying to close the door on him. So Johan had nowhere to go, got squashed, and Lindell unfortunately getting that rear tapped. So not a bit of fun there, and having to really push his way through. So bit of rough racing going on here, and definitely our guys after are gonna take a look at the footage and see who's at fault, and obviously give the penalty points as appropriate. So we do have stewards that are going to be reviewing through this and just talking to the guys. So that's what we are. We're all about having good driving, friendly etiquette, and that's why we've brought in. We've got the processes to do it.
Again. Looks like we're cursing the poor horn dog again. As we go on to him, he has quite a large slide. But I think this is probably a really good thing that this is all, happening in race 2. I think else you might have found that race 3 would have been really, really messy. With all the revenge knocks and rubs that inevitably do come into it. I see the Mumblers have got a car now up into the podium positions, with Jakes closing down on Robert for third place as well.
No, absolutely, and you can see how hard they're trying to try and climb up. Dylan is just trying to keep Robert at bay, and Jake's just constantly nipping at his heels. So the Green Mambas really want to try and climb up, but Jake's is just really pushing that Porsche, and you could see every so often that nose dipping down, and losing out a bit of momentum there from Robert. Robert just sliding around, trying to keep that momentum up. They got 5 minutes and 23 seconds left of the race, so there's still a bit of time, not enough to get too comfortable. And there we go, Jake's diving up. Jake's side by side. That's it, and it looks like Jake's just moving up. Robert tries to do a little bit of a cutback though, uses that sausage curbing, and unfortunately that unsettles the car, so you spend more time trying to correct yourself after it. So, it's so difficult when you come down to it, because you just want to take that little bit more curb, but that sausage curb, every time you hook it, slides it, and that's it, game over. Hill's also putting a bit of momentum though, gets a massive tank slapper as he's trying to catch up to Adrian Horn.
On the back of the horn dog.
He's
just pushing a little bit too hard, trying to get on the throttle just a tenth of a second too early. Trying to catch up to the back of the hot dog or the horn dog or all the names that he gets given, and just losing the rear.
Well, that's it. They've really just trying to push themselves that little bit more every single time, and that's. I honestly hope that these guys are going to go back through the footage and just see where the little mistakes are with the cars, because you could see where the Porsches are a bit more comfortable and where the guys are pushing it. So I hope the drivers take a look at this and go, all right, that's where I need to correct going into round number 2. And the Bravo tier are taking a look at this and going, okay, I need to go and correct little parts on the circuit, because they've seen these guys push and they could see where the threshold of these Porsches are before they eventually fall over. So yeah, this is what it is. It's just close racing right through, as we go back to Nadal having a good run at Pete over here. Pete not giving an inch though, really just trying to stop Lindell as much as possible. And Johan right behind, Janneman, sorry, in that 12th spot, just pushing as hard as he can to also keep going. So I mean, the racing is absolutely incredible to see how close these cars can push it. But unfortunately, a bit of chaos, but it looks like it's all starting to calm down now in the final 2 minutes. And you can see that once again, dives up, looking on that inside, decides rather to pull out, rather look for a safe way to pass. Oh, and one of the cars going roundy. That's Hills.
That's
Hills losing out.
Losing it, yeah.
So
again, I
Hills,
don't think he was very close to anybody, so that might have just been a little bit of a mistake on his part. Like I said, climbing onto that throttle just too early. The balance is exceptionally fine with these cars, especially with your change of camber on the track. It's very easy, like I said, just to put that throttle a little bit too far, a little bit too soon, and you're just trying to catch it.
that's it. You've got to really just try and fight your way around and finesse the cars around this. I mean, that's the difficulty, and it's just that little bit of finesse that's needed. And as soon as you get hot underneath the collar, you start opening up your buttons to try and breathe a little bit more. You can easily lose it. We spoke about this in quali, in the quali round. We spoke about this in heat number 1. Take your mind off of the ball, and you immediately will get bitten if you take your mind off it. So that's what we've seen with these Porsches. As Ash once again dives up into the front, opens up a 3.8 second gap over Dylan. So really keeping a massive gap. Just enjoying the drive at this point. Has to just keep it clean and get through to the end. So honestly looking for that checkered to checkered flag. And this is definitely where it goes. Nice to see the teammates of Dylan and Jake teaming up with each other of second and third. I'm sure they're rather happy about this, and they want to just keep on going. Robert right behind them is pushing as hard as he can. Gav now looking to try and move up through as much as possible. Going after Brandon, gets a little bit of a slide, but you can see how much correction is going on. Little movements to try and just shift that weight from nose to tail of the Porsche. So personally, the guys are having to work hard here. And the Simstuff Racing, JohannVdV, falls off a circuit, losing out a bit of momentum. So definitely trying to do as much as possible at this point.
Just having a look at the gap between the podium spot, guys. I reckon Dylan has made a bit of a mistake. He's ended up behind Jake's. So Dylan, I think, has had a little bit of a spin or a little bit of a run wide, and Jake's has taken second. And I think you can bank on this last lap that they will be sort of nose to tail. I don't think they're going to try any sort of mischief between the two of them. But Ash is coming through for win number 2.
Absolutely, really giving it everything. Ash, first race, a little bit of a controversial win there, but coming into race number 2, clean as ever. Give him a round of applause. Ash taking first place.
Very well done, Jakes, and the camera's not trying to. There we go. And Jakes takes it. No, it looks like he gave it back to Dylan. It'd be interesting to see what the actual final result was there. But it looks to me as if Jakes might have given that back to Dylan at the line. Intentionally, maybe not, because they were both showboating a little bit there. But looked very, very close there at the end. Gav coming home in 6th place. So he went one better than the previous race. Again, having the speed, maybe just needing to work on the consistency a little bit.
This track is not an easy circuit, and definitely play to different strengths of these drivers. Unfortunately, we saw a little bit of knocking and bumping, but also some incredibly close racing. There we go, Terry sporting some massive damage, and deserves a massive round of applause. With that damage. very, very impressive. So well done to every single one of these drivers. And
Looks Jakes gave it to Jakes had a 1 second penalty. So he, in fact, Dylan did not need to overtake Jakes to keep that second place. He just needed to be glued to the back of him.
well, you can be sure that Jakes went and had one from the stewards, and all he heard was "Cheddar" to get that 1 second penalty. But I got to say, the racing was absolutely close. We were a bit chaotic, but definitely, if this is the start of the season where the racing can be that close, I can't wait to see what the guys are going to do. But the action doesn't stop here, ladies and gentlemen. This Porsche Euro Cup SARCO event in partnership of Autowash and Simstuff Racing are going to be moving into our Bravo tier. We're going to be having a bit of fun and taking a look back to our chats on YouTube. We've got Van Dyke saying, "Nice one, Ash." Brandon DeSantos saying, "Well done, Ashley." So glad to see that. Another comment from Van Dyke. "I hope some of these guys have roll cages on their steering wheel rigs." Well, I could tell you 9 times out of 10, yes. Yes, because it's to stop the little ones from grabbing that steering wheel. Otherwise, you're really going to feel it.
Are we getting interviews, or are we moving straight into the Bravo tier?
Well, I think at this point we are being
Denied.
any information.
That's usually what happens.
But I'd love to have a chat with the guys. But we'll see as they start coming in. The way in Bravo tier is getting ready to go out, ladies and gentlemen, and the excitement is coming. 2 heats from them, and we are running a little bit behind time if I look at our listing, but that was due to trying to get the server going effectively. So a little bit behind time, but we'll have to get it going. But by the sounds of it, we're going to get our guys into here. So joining us so far, needing a massive round of applause. There's Robert as well coming in, and there's Jakes. So, ladies and gentlemen, give them a massive round of applause to our top 3. Absolutely giving it everything they got.
Well, Ashley, congratulations. You smoked that one, I think it's safe to say. Looking back, though, into race 1, could you maybe give us a little bit of insight into what happened in the last corner between you and Jakes and, was it Lendl?
From my point of view, I saw Jakes and Lendl coming together. They started rubbing, and I tucked in behind Lendl, and I don't know, the next thing I saw him, he made a bit of a mistake, and then I just went past. So I'm not sure, thinking about it now, I'm not sure if it was a bit of lag, if maybe I was too close to him, but we'll have to go back on the replay and just check that out.
Well, welcome everyone.
How's it?
Sure. So definitely some close racing, and I've got to say I'm thoroughly impressed with the level of racing that was there, that how hard you guys were pushing, and it's nice to see some new faces and some familiar faces joining us in the Discord. So lovely to see it. But guys, how did you find the Porsches for race number 1?
I really enjoyed it.
Of course you did.
Oh, wow, I wonder why.
I thought they were fantastic. I love the Porsche. I think I'm going to trade my Ferrari in at Seto Corsa and maybe get a Porsche rather, because I
no, don't. You know what I'm going to say if you do that. And you
Yeah.
actually have a system.
I can't
Absolutely.
comment for everybody else.
Yes, Craig.
Dylan, you worked your way up nicely through both of those races, and but it seemed that Ash just seemed to have a little bit in sector 1 and 3 that you guys couldn't close in.
Yes, because he didn't have anybody to fight, so he was able to get away. But listen, credit to Ashley. He got the clean air, put the laps in, and that's exactly what he needed. Between myself fighting Robert, fighting Ashley, not Ashley, Pete, fighting the Horn Dog, fighting Brando, a lot of those people know what Mamba Fever now feels like.
Well, we did find out that Memo's beaver has a fever too, so I hope he didn't catch it from your Mamba.
No, he didn't.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's very good news.
Honestly, what has this place become?
Must be Memo.
Well, I have to go and have a chat to Robert. Robert, I mean, incredible driving on your part, going and keeping it clean, keeping it consistent, and making small movements on the guys till eventually getting past him. So, how was it just lining yourself up there? And how do you feel the grid this evening? Do you feel it was quite competitive? Do you feel you had it and just had the practice in? I mean, you've got the ZZ Top beard and you're ready for action there.
Yeah, no, it was good. I just tried my best. First time I've done so well, so yeah. I enjoyed the car yesterday. I started practicing yesterday, and then it was good today. Can you hear me?
So then also, I mean, if we go and cut through, we've got the man that's a bit of an outlaw as well, joining us back in the commentary box is Jakes. So glad to have you here as well, Jakes. Jakes, I mean, you went and had a very interesting run in your races. It's a very close racing, and had to work your way from the back. I mean, you fight through the likes of going side by side with Ash, who is very, very difficult to get by, and also get past Robert, who's definitely knows how to make a Porsche as wide as a Ford Galaxy. How was it going for you?
Oh, it was tough tonight, Stephen. First race, I was in front, and me and Lindo had a come together. I was on the outside of that long last turn, and I was trying to keep it as wide as I could, but it was like a magnet, and all of a sudden I just went off the road. At the end of the race, I saw that I had a stable setup, which I don't know where I got it from, but ended up 9th place, and that's where I had to start with the second race. I had to fight my way through all this fine races here, and at the end I caught up with Dylan, and I don't know if he had a bit of member fever there as well, Dylan. I don't know. Did you?
Denied.
But no, you finished ahead because I had the 1 second penalty. But at least we got 2 members on the podium in the last race. That is what counts at the end of the day. And yes, Ashley, well done, buddy. You had an excellent race, no mistakes, and well done. You deserve it.
Thank you very much.
Peter Brock,
Yeah, well done.
also very nice racing from you, as well. And
Thanks, Robert.
My Jakes,
well raced,
Oh,
my
buddy.
bars.
So, guys, absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure that you're looking forward to taking your cars to the auto wash and get it all sorted with the discount code, discount code SARCO that's there, and also I know you guys are really excited for the Simstuff Racing products that are on the line. You guys are excited to get your hands on that as well. So glad to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a massive round of applause. This is our Alpha tier, giving a fantastic work,
Dimana.
Well done.
Right, guys, we see in the background.
Bravoteers on the go.
We do have the Bravoteer going, but before we get there, I just want to shout out to one of our young members that watches us. That is Tristan. It's his birthday today, turning 11. So Tristan, to you, happy birthday, boy. I hope you're having a fantastic evening and that your father spoiled you rotten. And we're glad that you enjoyed the show. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Tristan.
Tristan, well done. That Fanatic is under the Fanatic is in the box. You just need to unwrap it.
Cheers, everybody.
The one time
thank you.
Have a happy birthday setup. Darn. But absolutely brilliant. I mean, these guys really put in the considerable effort. They worked hard and had a good run. So really, really good timing there. And I'm looking forward to see what Bravoteer can do. I mean, the guys are, the action is there. Let's see how they go.
Oh, look,
I am very excited.
Sorry, I was about to say, I'm just trying to catch my breath here. So, Craig, if you want to just jump in, because that was insane.
Yes, I will jump in. Bravoteer is, they haven't set any times yet. We've got 2 minutes left of qualifying, but it is a hell of a long lap. 1 minute and 57 seconds if you're going really well. Maybe closer to the 2 minute mark for the Bravoteer. So you've only really got 2 hot laps, of which your tires will not be up to temperature yet. So it will be interesting to see where, what times sort of come out of it. It's more of a gamble and getting it right than maybe just out and out speed for the qualifying.
And I can attest to that. I was busy fiddling, making sure that Stephen could see what we're seeing. Realized I didn't do that. Stopped on the side of the track with only 3 minutes to go and had one flyer. And normally I would circulate in the mid 57s and every now and again break into 56. And I'll end up doing a 2 minute flat on my qualifying, which didn't get me very far up the order.
No, we did notice that.
Of course you did.
Go ahead.
I like that I'm being used as the scapegoat here. Due to your poor driving, I'm used as the scapegoat. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, eh?
That's what
peace,
friends
eh?
are for.
Yeah, peace, eh? That FBI is at your door. Don't worry about it. But definitely, you can see each of these guys having a bit of a run. But R2Kill taking on some massive damage there, and that's John, who's just decided to, have a difficult time with the Porsche and rearrange the look of it. I'm not sure if it's for the worse or the better at this point. But definitely,
it looks like we might be having a few disconnect, guys. So we might end up having to restart this because we're down to 9 drivers, and even on the stream side, on my side, it's very, very sticky. So I wonder if we're just not having a little bit of network issue.
The guys really having to try and stick it out and push as hard as they can. So far, what we're seeing though, 158.8. I mean, if you look at the drivers for the Bravos here, they are doing times extremely close, if not missing it by a 1/10 of a second to get into Alpha. So these guys are still incredibly fast, incredibly well paced, and we're going to see these guys really push themselves as we're watching Nico really just giving everything he's got as well. So glad to see some returning names to the sim racing scene. Also glad to see Colin returning back in the Porsche series. We saw Colin doing very well in the Vintage series, and now is trying to do it, carry on that little bit of pace. Michael Koenig as well. He hasn't been feeling too hot. Managed to get a little bit better, get back in behind the wheel. Struggling a little bit with the Porsche, says it's not his favorite car. He's struggling to get to grips with the car, but really wants to push. His goal at the end of it is to hit that Alpha tier. So let's see if you will be able to pull Colin up as well, because you can see Colin right on the back of him trying to use that toe. Mike flicking the Porsche in, Colin trying to do exactly the same. And these two are just really showing what they can do. They're so far lying in second and in third place. doing 1:59.9 and 2 minutes so far as they head up through the field. We've got Tyler.
They're actually racing each other, which they need to be a little bit careful of. But that is qualifying over for them anyway.
So going to be some close racing, 9 cars in the grid. And I'm curious to see how it's all going to turn out. I mean, these guys are going to really have to dig deep for the 15 minutes. I'm sure they watched the Alpha tier and saw how close the battles are. And now, Dylan, you were on the circuit. Where do you feel that these guys are going to have the best passing opportunities at the start of a race? I mean, your tires are cold. It's a standing start. Where's the best place to get the drive?
So, interestingly enough, we can see
network issues. They're dropping. We're going to have to restart, guys.
Okay, we can fix that. Stand by. Oh, that is hurting my eyes properly.
Having a seizure. Don't worry about it. It happens.
So we're back on the screen, guys. So where I found the overtaking opportunities was definitely lining myself up through turn number 3. Then through the double right-hander up on the hill, I found I got a lot of drive through there, which then set me up, I think it's turn number 9. The hairpin just before the long right-hander. And funnily enough, is I was getting a really good drive coming down the hill. Is I was able to take a much tighter line there, and through that catch the slipstream, which helped me just get closer and closer and closer to the drivers in front of me.
I mean, that's the thing. You just have to try and nail those apexes. Try and stick it in as much as possible, and really pull yourself along. I mean, that's the challenge with the Porsches, is you haven't got extreme amount of downforce you can rely on to power your way through the corners. You haven't got that massive amount of power to pull yourself on the straights. You've got to carry that momentum. You've got to keep into the toe as much as possible, and just find a way with a bit of late braking and a little bit of a deep breath and some massive coconuts at that point to get there. But it's either two ways. You're either going to work out or you're going to get denied your position. That's the two ways of doing it. My hands are up, so I'm not using a soundboard.
100%.
I saw Dylan, so you fear that.
The thing about that is that you can't go braking and just smack your foot on the pedal. And the reason being is because the tires lock up. And once those tires lock up, that's the end of that. You aren't going to get any braking power at all. So you've got to just ease on the braking. And once you've then slowed the car down, turn it in, you're able to then accelerate out.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's all the challenges that go with it. I mean, the cars seem to be a little bit of a difficult one, because it's either got a lot of understeer on the car, and then it gets an almighty bite of oversteer, because I can see you counter steering as much as possible to try and pull it back in after you just turn, and then it snaps on you. And you have to try and counter steer to try and pull yourself straight up again. So it's interesting to see the dynamic of the vehicle in Project Cars, and having to really work
guys,
away
I
up
just
with
needed
it.
to get D back in the lobby, but I just needed to let Tyler know that he mustn't start just yet. So please excuse me. Tyler, we must just get D back. We must get D in as well, please.
So, Stephen, to put you on the spot, if you have some
okay, no problem.
money to give away,
invite myself in, and then I will invite him in.
Sorry, please repeat that.
Set my invite already.
I was saying, if you had some money to waste, who would you be betting on to win this race?
Looking at the previous time, Tyler Scott was ahead by just about a second over Michael Koenig.
There we go. So D has been invited.
So Tyler has got, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to carry the pace if he gets sucked in. As we've seen, Tyler does get a little bit towards the later end of the races, does struggle a
You'll
bit.
just have to start from there, and D will unfortunately just need to start from the back. So apologies, D will just need to start from the back.
And
We're going to a rolling start. That is correct.
I would have to say, if I have to put my money on it, I'm going to have to say Tyler.
I'm Tyler?
I'm going Tyler. I know my brother's going to kick me on this, but I have to say, if Tyler doesn't get sucked back in, he's definitely got the pace to go forward. I think Mike is going to be so busy with Colin that those two are going to they're going to push each other to the front of the grid, or they're going to cause each other to make mistakes. So
I'm just checking. I will be leaving yes,
but
I'm
there you
just
go.
looking for D.
There we go. Putting some money on it. So 10 rand note.
There we go. I'm going to say that I'm going to put my money on Vince tonight. The reason for my choice is he didn't perform well in qualifying, which I was surprised by. I expected him, in fact, in the Alpha tier. And I've raced with him before. He can handle the race distance, and he has got speed. Maybe there was a practice issue before the qualifying, but I would definitely say Vince, Tyler, and then let's go Brandon DeSantos.
It's going to be interesting. So we got Tyler Scott in first place, Michael Koenig in second place with a 159.8. Got Colin in third place. You know, it's glad to see we've got Adrian, followed by Sarge, and then we've got Donovan in sixth place. So, I mean, the racing's there. The guys are really looking to push themselves that extra little bit. And, well, I'm curious to see how they're all going to go.
No, it's going to be a very interesting race. And I just hope they keep turn 3. Well, 1 and 3 is the two main problems, and turn number 5 can also be an issue. If they can just get through the first lap, through those sections, then I think we're going to be in for a cracking race.
Well, I think Dylan didn't get the message that there's no talking on the phone while driving. You know, it is illegal. As you can hear him in the background. But I gotta say, let's take a re-look, back a little bit. And,
Here's Jordan. So what city do you stay in, Stephen?
me. I stay in grand old gangster's paradise. I stay in Randburg.
Of where, sorry?
Olivedale, Randburg. Gangster's paradise. GP.
Okay, so you're not too far again from... so you could, in fact, take a trip to Autowash, which is in Fourways Garden Shopping Centre, and quote SARCO's name and get your 15% discount.
Exactly. And I do own a G29, so I can get magnetic shifters. How's that one?
Well, and I do suspect that you will be here for all 6 races. So you definitely will
qualify.
Qualify for the prizes.
You see, we will qualify. See, we took the best way to do it. We get to talk a whole lot of fun and go and get prizes at the same time. But I have to say, I'm also looking forward to Thursday. We have got a Assetto Corsa Competizione, part of SARCO as well, and that's a whole lot of fun. With a bit of a change up in my perspective. From I get behind the wheel, which haven't done that in a while. I'll tell you it's something else.
That is good fun.
Yes.
I've taken a bit of a break this season. Work is a little bit heavy on this side, so I'm enjoying the new role of commentator and trying to get into the swing of it. It is completely different to racing. It's a different type of pressure, and but still a hell of a lot of fun. Really enjoying it.
Right, guys, so we're just about to go. Everybody is in. We do have 12 drivers, so we managed to grab D, so that is fantastic, and he's in. And just some of the things that happen behind the scenes.
I'm not clashing with R2 kill. No, I'm not. It's clear. Don't stress, we can go.
Taking a look at our comments, we've got Jared Whitfield saying, my money is on Adrian Bond. Well, good luck with that one. We'll have to see how he goes. Dom Shepherd, Michael Koenig for the win. With Michael Koenig race 92 and arms. A big crossover person. Wins first prize for me. You get first prize from my part. Just saying. You get the drum. There we go.
There we go.
I'm having fun with my son.
So I've joined it, but
how did you join? I can't seem to get in.
I got sent
Well, guys, we're just waiting. Everyone looks ready. I don't know what the hold-up is.
So I'm just listening in the background there. The guys are just trying to get, they're just trying to get there in the party chat. And that's because we have to go into a rolling start, but I'm sure they'll get going shortly.
Well, I can tell you, I am amped and ready for Bravo, and looking forward to see what they can do. Especially Alpha was so exciting with Terry and Andrew, and just everyone. It was just chaos. It was awesome to see such close racing, not knowing who's going to get it, the sliding past each other. And, despite the context that happened, the guys showed some massive skills. And I can't wait to see what the Bravo tier can do. And I'm sure everyone in the chat, YouTube, Facebook is really happy as well. So if you're seeing us on YouTube, go and subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and become part of the SARCO family. If you're interested in joining SARCO, go and find us on Discord down in the chat as well. Join up with us with the Zeta Corsa Competency Only and Project Cars 2. We've also a massive thank you to our associate sponsors, and also Dom Shepherd should race us English boys sometime. With pleasure. Pull in China. I got an idea. How's this one? I am going to lay a challenge on the line. Dylan, I'm laying a challenge here. Dom Shepherd, I hope you're listening, buddy. Let's see the next round. Project Cars 2. I want to see UK versus South Africa. Or maybe you guys are just too scared to deal with us, Challenge is out there. Come on, UK.
SARCO is superior. I'm putting it out there. I'm just saying.
So, Dom, if you're hearing us in the chat, are you guys in next Monday? Have you UK guys come join us here in SARCO, and we'll show you how we go and push it to the limit. I'm watching this chat.
That'll be good fun if we can get a commentator or two of theirs as well, so we could get the banter going. That would also be really good fun if they could work that into it as well. But it looks like we are now going into the lobby, or into the race. Just remember, guys, there will be a formation lap due to the difficulties with the lobby we had in qualifying. So the start will be a pull away nicely, don't bump anybody, get round, keep the tires warm, keep the brakes warm. Then they'll line up in a nice little straight line, and the leader will control the race and the race start. Alright, well, UK guys going and accepting the challenge, can I just add there? So we're going to look.
So, guys, it looks like we are going to have a UK versus South Africa next time. So, I'm keen for this. This season is turning into something special.
Well, Dom Shepherd, if you just drop us an email, you'll see that you can email us at info@sarcoracing.co.za, and let's get this going.
Absolutely. The race is going to be on, and let's see how they are going to do it. We're just waiting. Can you share the Discord screen?
Oh,
Yes,
guys,
I am. Don't
just
worry, Craig.
be a little
Don't
bit
worry,
careful.
Craig. Don't worry, Craig. We've got it. We're in control here.
Okay, it just looked as if some guys were terribly excited on that start, so I got a bit nervous. But everyone seems to have calmed down now and getting into line. We've had a disconnect. I don't know who it was.
Oh, that looks like John. He was down in 12th place. So unfortunately, we have lost him there, but we'll try and get him in for the next one. So, John, if you're listening, apologies, man. We did see that during the qualifying, your car was jumping around just a little bit. And that could possibly have been the reason for that disconnection.
Right, so let's start having a look at what we've got here. We've got Tyler in pole position and Michael in second. We have
That's Colin.
Nimco. Colin. You see, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. In third.
Adrian.
And even on this opening lap, doesn't look like Michael's too keen to give Tyler any space.
No.
He seems to be worried that Tyler might make a proper jump on him.
Yeah, but they need to slow down just a little bit, otherwise the poor guys at the back are going to be left wanting there.
Yeah, no, look, it looks like Tyler's now slowing everybody down.
Michael Kurdick warming up those brakes. He is hunting at this point. He's not even racing at this point. It's a hunt. And Colin there as well. If I was Tyler, I would be panicking right now because you got two very hungry racers right behind him who are not giving any gap to him whatsoever. I mean,
Yeah, and I need Vince to close up a bit. I mean, I've got that, very valuable 10 South African rants on him, and he needs to come to the party a little bit. Let's get
What,
that
has there
gap
been some
closed up.
side
We really
bets
don't
there?
need to be that far behind. Sorry?
we've got to. Hey, it's
Is there a bit of a
couldn't get to
side
Monty-
bet there? Your money on Vince from 10th place.
I've got my money on Vince. I like to waste my money. Clearly.
There we go. There we
But
go.
here we go. Onto the straight cards. Everyone's lining up. Everyone's caught up nicely. I'm glad to see Vince a bit closer to the front.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
I'm going to have to work extra hard tomorrow for that extra $10.
Sure, this camera feels
let it
very
come on.
confused.
Come on, camera. Come on, catch up. There we go.
Yo.
And Tyler's just doing the count, and off they go. I reckon by the twitch there, we are green flag.
Well, everyone is absolutely giving it. Tyler is running away. Colin got caught out though, and Vince just trying to find Sarge. Ryan is having a tough time in that Martini Porsche, trying to keep it going as he's really battling through. Mike trying to give chase though, immediately getting right onto the back of Tyler, and Tyler
And
is
here
now
we go.
starting to.
Is he going to try for the inside?
Well, Tyler
It's
is
a very
switching.
difficult spot, downhill braking.
Mike looks like he's got it though.
a gentleman in this one, but going to go for the undercut, I'm sure.
Oh,
Oh, you've got to give room, Michael. You've got to give room.
who says you got fenders for a reason at this point? Says Michael, and now Colin instantly running up behind him. Vince trying to make up a bit of ground as
Vince
well.
up into 8. That's it. Come on. I think Vince has heard me, and he's trying to help me out here. I might have to
Crazy.
phone him and ask him for half of the money back if he manages to toss this one
Oh,
away.
wait,
But down
Vince,
the inside he goes.
Oh, that was close. Because that side by side through, we can see how that rear just let go just a little bit. And now into turn number 11 down the hill. Whoa, big slide there for Brandon Dos Santos going down the hill, and then Vince up into 6th place. So, Craig, things are looking good for you.
I'm holding thumbs here, really, I am.
Holding thumbs, knees and toes. At this point, Brandon Dos Santos
Everything's crossed up.
pushing his
this
hard.
camera and there's
I saw.
there we go.
Wow, look at that. How Tyler just slides it up over the hill, where I was actually coming off the power there, letting the nose just settle and then accelerating down. And I found that I got a lot more drive coming through the corner than just sliding it down there.
I think these
But
guys
it
are
didn't
just...
look as pretty, Dylan. It did not look as pretty.
It's all about
But you
where
can-
you finish.
Well, at the moment, these guys are finishing really high up. And looking to... All three of them are wanting to move into Alpha. And Michael Koenig feeling the pressure as Colin's right diving up the inside. Colin is pressuring Michael Koenig. Michael having to really go on the defensive to try and hold Colin at bay. And while doing so, Tyler now starting to open up a bit of a lead. So Tyler got a 0.7 of a gap lead. Colin late on the brakes, tried going a bit, late to drive up the inside. Tyler losing a bit of momentum. Michael catching right up onto the back of him. So, I mean, the racing is absolutely tight. Ryan getting past Brandon Dos Santos. So now Brandon has to really power his way through here, as old Sarge is leading the charge at this point as he moves up into 5th place.
Ooh, big slide there by Vincent. Did you see that? But now Brandon gets a
I
great
don't want
drive coming up over the hill. Now down through Craig Jones is the name of this corner, turn number 9.
I'm sure there's other names for it, but it's using lots of coconuts for some of these drivers.
I don't know if you guys saw twice. I managed to literally drift myself and line myself up straight for the little downhill section, and I did that way too often for my liking.
No, we're watching people that matter. Don't worry about it.
Psych!
We're
Side by
watching
side.
the talent going around the track. So sorry if we missed your racing, Dylan.
Yeah.
Brandon Dos Santos really
but listen,
pressuring
Dylan,
Ryan.
we were discussing it during the qualifying. Is Brandon still running on controller?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I can tell by the front wheels that he uses the front steering lock a hell of a lot more than the other guys. But here comes Vince working for that $10, trying to save me.
Just not close enough to make a.
Back in.
Yeah.
Oh, but it looks like Sarge may have run a little bit wide there. Maybe opened the door for Vince. Yes, he has. Go, Vince.
Colin losing a bit of time to Michael Koenig. Michael now getting back onto the back of Tyler. So Colin losing that little bit of time. Michael getting into a draft now. 0.3 of a second behind. Gonna try go late on the brakes. Really gets in late and tries everything he can. Really working that Thrustmaster T80. He's got 0 feedback on the steering wheel. So currently Brandon Dos Santos has more feeling in the car than Michael Koenig. But Michael is really hammering it around here. And Colin is reeling at this point. Dashin, nice to see a new name coming in and having a lot of fun with us.
It looks very shiny, that car.
It does. I see what you did there.
For an auto wash before taking up this race.
That could possibly be why he was late. He was just stopping by the Fourways Gardens shopping centre to get his car washed.
That is correct. And Portugal is quite far away from Fourways, yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brandon on the inside. He now moves himself up into 3rd place. With
the controller,
Donovan now
guys.
dropping down into 4th. Vincent up into 5th. So you can see how close it's now getting as they come through turn number 15. Side by side is Vince and Donovan. I just hope he knows that he's there, but I'm sure he can hear the car revving. Yes, I don't even know where to look.
Vince is actually trying to 3-1, guys, is not going to work. You need to get this all sorted out before the breaking point. Ooh,
wow!
Beautiful racing. Very nice, very clean, guys.
Don just really... Yeah, Don's doing everything possible at this point. Brandon and Santos hanging on for dear life in that number 6 blue Porsche.
Vince and Donovan side by side coming up through turn number 4. Now remember, you're turning into a blind apex. So Craig, maybe just jump down one position. So Vince now trying to get in front of Donovan. And just remember, I saw Donovan this last weekend. He does race a Honda Civic. So coming from a front-wheel drive car, now changing his style to a rear-wheel drive car, that's definitely one of the things a real-world driver would have to do, is try and translate what they know from the real world into the online world.
Guys, massive change up for the lead. Michael Koenig is in the lead.
Going. And by quite a gap already. Must have been a mistake, though, by Colin then, to be able to get past and get such a nice gap.
Where's Tyler's gone?
He's in 7th place.
Tyler's gone.
Tyler's lost it.
Tyler,
oh, no. Tyler
my
must have
$10
lost
is safe.
Your $10 and my $10 are safe. We got the wrong drivers. But Tyler losing out. Michael Koenig and Colin moving up. I wonder what happened to Tyler. Down. I was looking forward to getting that pie.
Ooh, Vince on the
When we get back,
You can still get a pie for $10. You need to tell me where you can do that.
$20, China. Your 10 and my 10. But Vince is absolutely having a bit of fun there with teammate Don also pushing as hard as he can. The racing is incredibly close, and you can be sure Vince is just going at his teammate the whole way around at this point. So really fantastic racing from the Bravo team.
So interestingly enough is that Tyler and Donovan are actually the teammates here. It just so happened that they were in the same livery. And
so they're not teammates?
No, Donovan and Tyler are actually teammates.
Oh, okay. Not Vince and Donovan, even though they're running the same. Well, they're all running the same livery then, aren't they? So we've got two 63s and one 49.
Yeah, so don't worry, there was a little bit of confusion in the livery selection, but we'll definitely get that sorted out for the next race. So
I mean,
back to the front, and I see that Michael leads, but he still has Colin hot on his heels, and behind Colin is Brandon, and then Vince. So 1.5 seconds separates first, second, third, and fourth. And then let's go 2.5 seconds, and then you've got your top 5 drivers. And as I say that, Donovan gets a little bit sideways. But guys, this is the battle for first, second, third, and fourth. This is the racing that we expected from these cars, and this is why everybody is watching. Absolutely fantastic.
We've got our Alpha tier going and supporting as well. JohannVdV, holy coconuts. Vince is driving that Porsche. And then we've also
Vince
got
on the
Daniel
curb
Lynch.
again. Stay away from that curb. Holy cow. And
Lots of coconuts needed.
You thought that Vince would have learned from the first time, but look at this. So Michael trying to squeeze Colin. No, they're going to be side by side. That was way too close.
Oh, they both push each other off.
Michael.
Brandon goes extremely wide.
Just shows him a bit of
So Brandon, Michael, Vincent, Colin.
A bit more.
So that was, I think, a little bit naughty there from Michael Koenig, is that he squeezed Colin as much as possible. We should have maybe just given him a little bit more space. But now Michael Koenig back on the charge to try and chase down Brandon into the braking zone. Turn number 5. He has to let Brandon go.
Locks it up. Brandon goes wide though, and that goes and loses out. Colin trying to get back on the attack and getting nudged out the way. Immediately goes back on the attack. But the guys are definitely pushing it that little bit more, but also Adrian Bond losing a little bit, having that car fishtail on him, so he's trying everything he can to keep it all together. But these guys are really just pushing it tooth and nail at this point, and no one's giving an inch. Everyone's just trying to do what they can. One trying to dive up on the inside, unfortunately not close enough to do anything.
So
Dashed going and having a bit of fun as well. Gets a brilliant drive out and managing to overtake.
Craig, just jump there to first, second, and third there, please, because we can see Brandon and Michael side by side with Vincent looking for an opportunity. So this is a battle for first, second, and third. Oh, Vince just clipping the rear of Brandon dos Santos. And we have 5.5 minutes left, side by side down the hill. That is not what you want to be doing.
That cannot go well.
I can't believe they got through that. That is insane.
Michael tucking him right behind, but we have...
What's that? 15 car lengths between Brandon and Michael.
It looks like, though, we've lost Brandon.
No,
down to 6.
Brandon's in first.
Brandon's in first,
Okay,
holding Michael at bay. Vince, is trying to catch up. Michael losing a little bit of time. Tries to climb on the anchors to do a bit of a cutback. Vince is trying every game. Brandon trying to hang it all together. And you can see Mike immediately back into the tow. Vince now trying to join in. He's got a bit of a tow. Oh, they look like they're going to go through one.
Ooh, Brandon just not seeing Michael come. But now Vince is going to move up on the inside. So he should have the advantage now going through turn number 6. But now, are they going to be too wide into 7? Because that definitely won't work. But now Vince out in front through turn 7. Now up into turn 8. Big slide there for Vincent. Michael gets a much cleaner drive. But now down the hill into turn number 9. Vincent, Michael Koenig, and Brandon dos Santos.
Absolutely. Michael trying to lay on the pressure here. Looks on the inside of Vince. You can see that backfire coming out of Vince's car. So it really shows these guys are short shifting. They're trying everything they can to engine brake through these corners as well. Just doing everything they can to brake as late as possible. Brandon dos Santos looking to come on the cutback. Dives up the inside of Mike. Pushes Mike a bit wide. Mike looks to fight back. Dives out. Slides it though. Mike getting very, very wide. Vince starting to try and open up a bit of a gap here. Seeing the battle behind him.
Ooh.
And these guys are absolutely sweating at this point.
And you see that a little mistake by Michael Koenig. He touched the outside curb. Allowed Brandon to go through. And we've just lost Brandon. No!
Brandon disconnecting. Brandon is going to be losing it completely.
Guys, I think that your stream is slightly behind the actual live action. I don't know how it's playing out. But what is your time remaining on your screen?
2 minutes 41.
Because I had Brandon disconnect about 2 minutes ago.
Oh, no. We were literally watching Brandon giving it horns there.
But Michael now...
Colin!
Commentated curse
Colin.
as we slip fairly, shoves it in the wall. Guys, I just want to bring to your attention, our sponsor has worked his way up to 7th position and going really nicely.
Ooh, on that comment. Commentators.
Oh, no, I've got to stop doing that.
Denied.
My gosh.
No, Craig D's going to have an absolute coconut.
Oh, no. I reckon I'm getting fired after this event.
You just killed our sponsor, Craig.
Our sponsor. I've done the unthinkable, guys. I must apologize. We are most likely looking for a new sponsor for round 2 of the SARCO Porsche Cup.
Oh, no.
Go back to racing. Go back to racing, Craig.
I will be looking for a new job. I will definitely be needing that $10 from you, Stephen, to tide me over until my new job is found. So I will give you my account details as soon as the race is finished.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys are really pushing it. And you can see every single one of these drivers is just trying. The Bravo guys have really put in some freaking amazing racing. It's been coconuts here. And my heavens, I'm loving the racing. Bravo tier, once again, showing every single one of them are trying to push their way up. to the top, get into the alpha tier. But so far, leading the race is Vince, who's just having a lot of fun. Got Michael 2 seconds behind with 27 seconds to go. Michael, I don't think is going to get it, and that $10 is slowly starting to slip out of my hand at this point. Craig, you want to talk about Vince a little bit?
I can taste the pie. Like I said before we started the race, guys, that I've raced against Vince before in, funny enough, alpha tier races, and he definitely has the ability to finish the race, and be consistent. And I was very surprised not to see him in the alpha tier, and I think that's just shining through at the moment. He's had a good battle all race long with Michael, and sadly, with Brandon disconnecting, that may have cut things a bit short. But he now seems to just be stretching a little bit. Maybe broken Michael a little bit, maybe a little mistake on Michael's part. But yeah, Vince is bringing it home as he sort of rounds the last few corners onto the main straight.
Well, what we're going to see for the next heat is that Vince will have to start back in 6th place. And Craig, rightly so, Vince is definitely an alpha tier driver, and he has been in the racing sim world for quite a while. It's just that he hadn't been racing for a while, so when he got to the qualifying, he hadn't put much practice in, and did only qualify for the Bravo tier. But we don't call Vince the master of arrive and drive for nothing.
Correct. No, like I said, he's very clean, very consistent, and very quick. I think I've raced with Vince even before SARCO days, when we raced Ford Focuses or Focus Psi, however you want to say it. And always a very good competitor. He's always going to be there, and the cream has risen to the top. I'm very scared to actually, very scared to go on to D, but it looks like he's going to cross the line safely. I do apologize, D, if someone is watching for you and saying that Craig is apologizing profusely, and please don't drop us. But it was good fun. Well done, D. 7th place. I'm sure he'll be chuffed with that.
Well, listen, D didn't do the qualifying, so he was literally joined us, jumped straight into the race. So he would have not had any practice, understood any of the drivers. So a great drive there for D.
No, really impressive, and let him keep it up. If he can if I can keep the camera off him, and he keeps the consistency he had before I put the camera on him. Again, someone that I can only see being an alpha tier driver in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing. The guys really pulled it out the bag. Adrian Bond as well, scoring a 3rd place. Quite happy with that as well.
Yeah, this is Adrian's first time he's actually raced with us here at SARCO. So Adrian would normally be on the stream cheering alongside Daniel War Machine Morales, and Adrian decided no, he wants to get himself racing, and here he is.
That is brilliant, and I think we've spoken about it so many times before. Guys, go on Facebook, go on the website, get in contact with us. It's a great bunch of guys in the SARCO community. We are a community, we're not a stab in the back competitive sort of club. We're a racing community. We help the guys. We help with setup. We help where we can with hardware and software. Just come and join us. You won't regret it.
And it seems like we've got a betting scene as well. As Peter Edelman says, 10 Rand on Brandon for the next race.
Yo.
So there we go. We're up to $30 now.
Listen, it looks like
a pint of Coke at this point.
Another avenue to go into.
Yes, I wouldn't even know the legalities behind that. Holy coconuts.
Yeah, I think we might have trod on a few toes already. But all in good fun. I don't think we'll have any sort of justice department knocking on our door for $28 just yet. So I think we're safe for now, because maybe let's not make it public just yet until Dylan's signed all the contracts.
Yes.
And just remember,
I think Dylan's got to check the YouTube comments here, because I literally just about died drinking my juice here. Holy cow! Okay. Yo. All right. Sheesh. Okay. Bravo, yeah. All I can say is start driving, guys.
Good fun.
Can I join Bravo?
Race 2 on the go.
Can I join Bravo? Sure.
Every time I ask to join Bravo, I get denied.
So,
So,
Craig,
there
is no ways I'm putting you in a Bravo tier, and that is exactly the same as Brandon Hills, who has finished second in a Alpha tier league, said, can I join this league? And it was, I'd say, the bad fortune of Stephen, who unfortunately had to withdraw from the league, and essentially withdrew and said to Brandon that he could take his spot. But it would not be fair on a Bravo tier driving. Let me try that again. On the Bravo tier drivers to have a Alpha tier competitor in there. Vince unfortunately didn't qualify for Alpha, and that's why he's not there.
Okay, another problem.
True. No, look, it is understood, and I can tell you from my side, it would be no fun to be able to outrun straight away. I'm not saying I'm definitely quicker than the guys.
Yes, you know what I'm
but
thinking.
I enjoy
for
racing.
the last race of the season, let's get you in there and let's put your money where your mouth is.
If that's what you want to do, it is your mouth, and I will put my money there.
That's what she said. Just saying.
Family show.
Wouldn't that be nice? But anyway, guys, we're waiting for everyone to ready up. And start our race number 2. Remember that it is reverse grid, so the guys will pull away now for a formation lap, a manual formation lap, and get into position. And then, once again, in a nice straight line coming through the last corner. And our leader, who I'm not sure it will be, we'll find out shortly.
So don't worry, I can help you with that. So in first will be Tyler Scott, second will be Colin, third is Donovan, fourth Adrian, fifth is Michael Koenig, and in sixth place will be Vince.
And guys, I'm giving you a
$10 supplier.
I am giving you a piece of interesting information here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, next week, Monday, we actually have a driver from the UK joining us here in SARCO. Our initiative to get the whole world involved is starting next week, so make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, hit that like on that Facebook, and Daniel War Machine also dumping some information on us as well, that I think that's going to be handled by Dylan Hall. So lots of things happening, and it all happened tonight with all the craziness going on. And it looks like I'm losing $10 to Craig, who's probably going to need it after he goes and causes our sponsor to bin it. Just saying.
Correct. I just wanted to put it out there that unlike Max Verstappen, we do believe that Mongolians can drive. And if they would like to join us, please get hold of Dylan and join us for our racing.
Oh, jeez, Craig. How's that retirement fund going for you, buddy? Because you're digging that hole as deep as possible. It's
going well. It's going well. I'm $10 in, and I'm hoping Vince can make it 20. I'm going to need it.
Yeah, we've just gone into gambling, folks. This is SARCO, where Bravo tier has put a good chuckle on our faces at this point. Michael Koenig lining up, but he's looking to try and make a big move as well. And I'm seeing if Brandon Santos is still here, though.
So Brandon Santos wasn't in there. I would possibly believe that he didn't join in the doubts that he would possibly disconnect. So sorry, Brandon.
Next time, we'll check in next week. You have to come represent us South Africans. As they're lining up towards the line, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Heat number 2, the final race for this evening, right here in Portugal. And our cameraman is obviously drunk as hell. And race is on. Lights on, lights off, and away they go. Tyler Scott really giving it everything he's got right now, trying to make up. Tyler, it's all about you, buddy. You need to finish place to go and make sure I don't lose that $10. As he's really giving it everything he's got. You could see Vince bruising in the background, trying to hold himself together, going and having a bit of...
Look at that, Colin on the inside, taking the curb, going around on the inside of Donovan. But now Vince and Donovan side by side, guys, just back a little bit off there.
No, come on, guys, keep it.
Whoa, that was Vince.
Oh, that's Vince.
But Vince is back on the track, so he didn't hit the walls or anything like that, so he can still come back. Remember that was where he started earlier on in heat number 1, so all is not lost.
The Autowash machine, squeaky clean, making his way up through. So D really just trying to keep it consistent. That's the main thing he wants to do. He knows that he can just keep the pace going, keep it clean, and is really loving it, putting on a show here. And glad to see D part of the Autowash machine. Colin trying everything he can. He's got a little bit of a grudge match going on with Michael Koenig, who's now into second place. Tyler Scott right up. Michael slowing down a lot, and Colin nearly going right into the back of him. So Colin going like a nuclear submarine out the way there, and Michael pulling a bit of a way early on the brakes at that point. So
no, I don't think Michael was too early on the brakes. I think that Colin just misjudged.
Colin just didn't use them.
Because, yeah, he carried so much speed up there.
Was going to use him as Brembo brakes at this point. But the guys are really hard pressed to keep going. Vince trying to keep ahead now and really chase down. So glad to see these guys really giving it everything it got. And it's exciting to see the Porsches all moving around as they all just trying to find that little bit more pace everywhere they can. D just keeping it clean and has his mirrors absolutely filled with the guys behind him. Goes in for the attack, trying to go 3 wide though.
Very lunge there by Vince. That was very late into the brakes. I'm still not sure how he got through there.
Do not bump the sponsor.
Or the team boss.
That's it.
Ooh, that was D just catching a bit of the curb coming out of turn number 4. But we have Vince now. Will he have a lunge here into turn 5? No, he doesn't. Ooh, that was very close there for Adrian. I thought he might just get on the back of Donovan. But now Vince and Donovan quite close once again as they go up through turn number 6. They're going to be within 1 car length of each other up into turn number 7. Now up the tricky turn number 8 and the corner. That is a blind apex that you hit, then up over the hill. And this is such a great corner as you prepare yourself to go into turn number 9. Then you've got to aim for the tree. That's the tree in the middle that you're aiming for on the brakes. Straight line, just feather the brakes, try not lock up, and then nice and tight on the inside there. And you can see that Adrian took a great line there. And up there, and now go through turn number 12. Then now start crawling it back up the hill. Ooh, side by side. And Adrian just able to get himself ahead of Vince there.
Definitely some great racing here. Michael Koenig trying to catch up to Tyler. And Tyler catching a little bit of a slide though.
Being a nice rhythm though, and using his pole position start to full advantage at the moment. Which I dare say is exactly what happened in race 1, and then halfway through the wheels started to fall off, but maybe he's gathered his thoughts and a little bit more time behind the wheel from race 1 might have smoothed things out nicely for him.
Yeah, so we're back to Donovan, 4th place.
5th place.
Adrian also just giving everything he's got. Adrian trying to go defensive, trying to hold D at bay. The Autowash machine all over the back of him, ensuring that, checking if the car is absolutely polished or needs to go back to the Fourways Garden Shopping Centre to get cleaned up, and decides, no, listen, Adrian, you need a bit of work on that car.
That's unfortunate for Adrian.
Behind me.
He's lost 2 places there, coming out of turn number 4 into turn 5, sort of. And now Vince and D is side by side through turn number 6, with Adrian just behind them, looking for his opportunity.
So each of these guys really just trying to push a D under some serious pressure. Lovely to see the guys really having to work here. D currently in 5th place, so he's no slouch at this point. He's quite happy. He's got Donovan ahead of him, and he has to just try and pace his way to the top there. And yeah, the guys are really just having a bit of fun there. But Bokta 85, yeah, having a bit of a rough time with the car as it fishtails around him. So definitely, the guys are having to try and battle their way around. Nice to see Ryan, aka Sarge, on a charge.
Who's Ryan?
As he's looking. You got to share as Ryan, not
Who knows who?
Who knows?
Your
Ryan?
cheat sheet says Sarge is Ryan,
Yes, I know.
but it could be Johan, it could be Peter, it could be anybody.
Yo, look at that, 5 cars up through the last corner, and that is absolutely fantastic to see. And that is the battle. That is Colin, Donovan, Vincent, D, and Adrian fighting for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and they do not get closer than that.
The guys each just trying to push each other that little bit more every single gap, and this is what the racing's all about. Bravo tier, every single one of these drivers wanting to get to Alpha, and they are really showing their mettle right here tonight, and that's absolutely phenomenal, and definitely got us hanging on our seats.
Michael in the lead, guys.
So Tyler's made a mistake.
He must have. He's dropped 3 seconds in a matter of a few corners, which has put Michael up into 1st place, and gotten Colin within a little bit of striking distance too now.
Not only Colin, but Donovan, Vincent, D, and Adrian.
Colin's correct.
Colin is not coming alone. He's bringing the party with him.
So he actually sounds like that joke when you go and you visit the party with beers and the tequila arrives. The tequila's never won. He always brings his friends.
Absolutely. And it's absolute coconuts behind him. Colin loses it though.
Colin loses it, and it could have actually turned. Colin seems to be struggling with that corner in general. Is that not the same corner where he went straight off?
But now what's happened is, look at that. That's now put Donovan ahead of Vince. But not only that, Adrian's now putting pressure on the back of Vince. And the positions have changed once again. So now Vince back up ahead of Donovan. And Donovan now down into 5th place.
We really need to get a new cameraman through that last corner, guys.
Cameraman Tim, and I don't know why, but we keep getting him in, and that's the shots that he keeps giving us.
He's cheap.
They are fantastic shots.
So Colin, so let's run through. 1st place is Michael, Tyler, Colin, Vincent, Donovan, Adrian, D, and they're in closer positions than I can actually say myself. With Colin now trying to hold that line, just protecting that outside line. But now he's going to have both Donovan and Vince.
I think that was the wrong line for Vince there.
Oh, no, I think he managed to get around there, but you have to go wide, which might put Donovan on the outside now as they head back up the hill. Yes, they're so close. Look at that.
It is ridiculous. And D is just holding on the whole time, guys. I mean, he's just, like you say, he didn't even qualify, but he's up there with, a small mistake from any one of these guys.
Look,
and he's got a podium position.
Little kick of the rear for Donovan, and that frees up Adrian to get past him. So now Adrian up into 5th place, Vince in 4th, and Donovan now down into 6th with D in striking distance.
Don losing a little bit of time there.
Guys.
Ooh, Colin touching. Oh, that was Dane.
Battle is also very, very dark.
Dane trying to hold
seem
back.
to be a little
Sarge on
off
the
that pack, but still having a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, but look, they are so close. They're only essentially 4 seconds down the road. So a little kick of the rear for Sarge, which is going to allow Dane to close up even closer. The guys, we've only... Oh, that's Donovan to 6th place. You can see he ran himself a little bit wide, so he was going to have 2 visitors with him. Oh, that's him slowing down completely. I think he's just realised that...
that must have been for a penalty.
Yeah.
Perhaps. There's Tim letting us down again.
Donovan's slowing down a lot.
What on?
It looks like he's getting back up to pace again.
Maybe he just made that much of a mistake over a curb, and the race director just slowing him down or telling him to slow down that much to avoid a penalty.
Could be. So I see Vincent is now in 3rd with D in 4th. So a great result there for D, having started in last place, working himself up. But Colin's still not done with him as D's braking on the outside into Lagos turn number 3. Now up into turn number 4. So D back down into 5th and Colin up into 4th.
Absolutely amazing driving from each of these drivers. They're really pushing the limits here, pushing the boundaries, and I'm absolutely impressed. And D getting into it and just trying to get the hang of the vehicle and go into it. Considering he hasn't had as much practice, he's definitely really sticking in there with some of the best that we have. And it's not easy the battle he was in. It was a 4-way battle as Bukta outbraking himself, locks it up, and just struggling with the circuit a little bit here, but expect to see him up further up the grid.
So I just want to mention, thanks JohannVdV. He's just mentioned what had happened, because it looks like Donovan might have bumped Adrian, and it looks like Donovan was waiting for Adrian to go past him. So that is great sportsmanship there, and we understand that these guys have been driving so close, the 4 of them together, and as much as we don't want it to happen, is that there could very well be contact.
Tim.
Absolutely.
Guys, I just want to bring it to attention that the gap to first place between first and third is now under 2 seconds. Michael's starting to get under a lot of pressure. I mean, Tyler's getting under a lot of pressure now from Vince, with still a quarter of the race to go. So I don't think this victory is at all sealed.
No, definitely not.
I see now that Michael just lost 9/10 of a second through turn 1 there. He must have made a...
Vince giving Tyler a bit of a nudge in the back there. Listen, buddy, around. Let's go hunting. And now these two squaring up once again. Tyler and Vince know each other all too well and know how to push each other.
Oh,
you can see Tyler having to...
Stunning move. I think there you've got to give Tyler also... he really gave space there for Vince. Knew Vince was coming on the inside. Why fight it out? Why bash each other? Get tucking behind Vince.
Vince got very sideways there. So that could have gone very, very badly. So, Daniel, just to let you know, I do approve of the War Machine 1988 initiative. We'll definitely have a chat there, dude. Thank you so much. It will be absolutely fantastic for SARCO to have an international sponsor. Absolutely fantastic.
Wow, sure. News to come.
Well,
take a look at
we might need it after we lose our local one. But that said, our local sponsor, I must commend, and I'm not just trying to be nice because I might get fired, is that his lines and his driving is just incredibly smooth. And he might not have the overall pace on Colin, but Colin seems to just be making a few more mistakes and pushing a little bit harder, where D seems to just be smooth and wait for the opportunity for those mistakes from Colin.
And as you say that, he nearly gets a little bit of a tank slapper coming up over the hill. And look at that. That is first, second, and third. Vincent is second.
Never been so close.
Michael really trying to keep it together here, as he's really holding on tooth and nail. Came second first race, now looking to try and fight back once again. He knows what's behind him, knows he has to go defensive and hold his ground. Vince getting a bit squirrely, Tyler trying to use as much of the circuit as possible, lost a bit of ground there, so you could see Vince having to fight that car. I wonder if the tyres are starting to drop off on him, and he's starting to get that front end washout a bit as he keeps battling. Waits on the brakes, locks it up on that front left, and he's really pushing that car. Michael having to really dig deep here. Goes on the defensive, immediately tries to squeeze out Vince. So brilliant driving on these two. They're really trying to keep it at bay. Vince getting a massive drive out, and is pressuring Mike. I mean, one mistake from these two, and that's it, eh?
Yeah.
It's all decided.
So you see, Vince definitely got the better drive. He thought about going on the inside there, chose against it, and now through turn number 10 and 11, Portimao corner, and now through turn number 12, and this is where it's quite imperative that you get this braking point right. You want to get the car turned in. You can see Vince ran a little bit wide, so he is definitely going to battle to get that power down. But yeah, look at Vince.
We'll have one lap now to do it in.
This is it. We're now coming down to the final lap here at the Algarve circuit in Portugal. Tighter line there for Vince. Cameraman Tim, what are you doing?
He's looking for the sim stuff that's being shown right here as they battle their way around the circuit.
International sponsor, can we get another cameraman, please?
Most definitely.
Bye, Colin. Bye, Craig.
It was nice knowing you guys.
Oh man, we got to get replaced here. We got to pull in the Murray Walkers, folks, because the racing here definitely needs a champion of the commentator.
Vince
because
everything at it for this last lap.
this is what it is. This is Porsche at its finest. The racing machines that are built to do one thing, and that is go for the win.
Very, very smart there by Michael. He showed his intent, close up the line, but what that allowed Vince to do was do the cutback.
Beautiful.
Great racecraft there by Vince. The master of arrive and drive is what we've called him over the last couple of years.
And he's having to pull away from Mike. Mike trying to fight back, losing a bit of time there. Mike is running out of time. Will Michael Koenig be able to catch up?
Yes, pushing a little bit hard.
He has to try something at this point. And this is it. It's coming down to the wire. Will Michael Koenig be able to catch up these couple of tenths of a second? Vince wobbling a bit over the show, late on the break, losing a bit of a drive. Michael Koenig looking to try capitalize it on much as possible. Not close enough to do anything. Vince gets it sideways. Michael has to slow down on the brakes. Coming down to the line. Let's see, will Michael Koenig be able to carry the drive onto the main straight? Vince trying to hook it sideways. Michael losing out a bit of time. But coming up to the line, getting a massive round of applause.
Beautiful drive.
Into second place.
Again from 9th place to 1st. Michael in 2nd. Tim needs to get kicked in the nuts. Tyler coming
in the coconuts.
D taking 4th place.
No, great drive there, D. Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic, D. You drove brilliantly. You really don't need another commentator. Dane coming over in 2nd. Adrian 3rd. Donovan in... No, I'm lying.
No, man.
6th.
Dane's 5th. Adrian 6th.
Dane 5th. Adrian 6th. Donovan in 7th. Colin coming through in 8th place. Sarge not very in charge in 9th. And enjoying his driving, but bringing it home in 10th place.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic driving, and man, oh man, this Porsche has most definitely delivered. Let's just see if we can get some of the drivers to come and have a chat with us.
I've sent it, Craig. Well deserved. Here's my number.
Banking details to follow. Like I said, I'll need it. My pension fund is now up to $20. Very well, much needed $20.
There we go. Send it through. I will be the bigger man here. But what are we gonna say for your retirement party, eh?
Well, guys, I can't. It's not going to be a great party. I can't spend the whole $20 because I got to wait to get my next gig. But it'll definitely be a lot of fun.
Are you gonna go? Maybe
maybe I can chat to D, and he can let me have it at his car wash. I can save a bit on the the venue fees. But
Well, I was gonna say if you're gonna go the whole topless route and the special wash.
The only person that's going to be topless is me, and that's not a great view.
Oh man, what a race! What a flippin' race! Holy
Really good
coconuts!
fun. Really good fun.
And now in the lobby, I could see sitting here.
We got Tyler. Yeah, we're just trying to get Vince and Michael in.
Oh, there's Michael. There's Mike. So I got my brother. That's fun. Mike.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on.
$20.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's get everybody here before we get carried away.
Yeah, I pushed the wrong button. My bad. Again.
Oh man. Oh, there's the man that took my $20. Oh jeez. I'm gonna drink myself into a stupor now.
Alright guys, let's just get the cameras up here.
Oh shucks. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause while they gave their camera.
What an amazing race. So let's start off with you, Tyler. Two really great starts there for you, but unfortunately weren't really able to capitalize in the end there. A third place in heat number 2. I just dropped the one. And I think it was a 4th for you in the first one.
6 because he started strong.
Oh, indeed. Tyler, you are still on mute.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit of an echo.
I think that echo is actually coming from you.
Yeah. Then just switch off my PlayStation headset.
That's Michael.
What?
The echo's coming from you.
Why don't you?
You're causing coconuts, Michael. You cost your brother money and you're causing managers.
Nothing's changed.
Okay, Tyler, can we hear you?
Yeah, I'm still echoing, but it's all. Yeah, so I think the such far those curves turned me sideways on their round. Had a bit of an incident with a silver Porsche. So I had some damage, and yeah, that was race one. Had to try and chase the guy down.
Absolutely incredible racing. Then second place overall goes for Michael Koenig. Mike, some tight racing there, a little bit of argy-bargy. How are you feeling? I mean, you weren't liking the Porsche, and now you're getting into it.
Still don't
really
like
push
it.
yourself.
I still don't like it, but it's what it is. There was well done to Tyler. You were quicker, and to I think Vin something. You went much quicker than me. Drove much better. Well done to them. I actually, to be fair, when I saw you guys, I was like, well, I can hang on for second, and I knew I couldn't really have you guys. But thanks for the race anyway.
Michael, you drove absolutely superbly. Then let's go to the man of the hour, making Craig's pension fund grow. Vince, it's been a good couple of months that you've been racing with us. Just managed to qualify, get your PlayStation up and running, qualify for Bravo tier, and there's been a lot of talk about you should be an Alpha tier driver, and now you come and do the deed and get yourself 2 wins.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I wasn't expecting that. That was good, clean racing though from all the guys. I was very happy.
It's absolutely fantastic to have you back with us, Vince. Really great to see. Just your thoughts on the Porsche?
It's tricky, eh? Can really catch you off guard quickly. Especially on the off-camber turns where the weight is in the back, it tends to really want to come around too easily. But good car overall.
Awesome. Really happy
Vince,
to hear
yes. I want to say a special congratulations to you, Vince. I had 10 Rand on you for race 1 and race 2, even though you were starting in 9th place, and you came through for me. Thanks very much.
I hope you're going to ask for some commission there, Vince.
Well, Michael's got something to say.
I think I want to welcome my new team, my Pommy teammate Dom to Monday night. He's joining us now.
Somebody.
That's awesome. We really want to have him.
Cool. You'll be ready.
Awesome.
I tip my hat to you guys. Bravo to you. How you guys are. You guys, it might be Bravo, but you're racing just as hard as Alpha. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Right round through the grid. Not just our top 3 that are sitting here, but the guys right down the grid. Awesome work.
So thank you very much, guys, to our podium winners overall. Thank you very much. Great driving. Absolutely fantastic. To my co-commentators, Michael's brother. I'm looking at you directly. Sorry, Stephen. Stephen and Craig, thank you so much. Thank you for stepping in and allowing me to get my race on. I really do enjoy it. And thank you once again to our sponsors, and that is to Autowash, Fourways Gardens. Remember, you can go there, quote the word SARCO, ask for D, and you will get from a 15% discount for all their rates on whatever wash it is. Please go there. It will be you going there which helps us make this all happen. So thank you very much, as well as to Simstuff Racing for the contributions to the prizes, and that is of a button box as well as the 2 mag shifters for your G29. Guys, thank you very much to Tyler helping us host the Bravo tier. Thank you very much. Great show, everyone. We can't wait for what happens on Thursday night, where we drive at Monza in the GT3s at Assetto Corsa. But then next week we are back in the Porsches, and we will be racing at Donington Park GP.
Well, if I can say something in closing, because I think I thought I'd actually have to use this button, but
I am never gonna financially recover.
Oh goodness, Craig! At this
Good
rate,
night,
you're gonna put your daughter through varsity.
We got to try.
Awesome, guys. Thank you once again to everyone, and to the guys that come and support us on the stream. Thank you so much. And then for the new War Machine initiative, we definitely can have a chat about that. Guys, thank you so much. And all I can say is keep racing. And until then, thanks for watching. Yos.
Cheers.
Okay.
And why is it not working? Ah, there we go. Out.
oh wow, that was fun.